Here's a friendly overview of 10 of the world's smartest animals, not as a rigid ranking, but more like a gallery of different styles of intelligence. The criteria are similar to what cognitive psychology looks at: problem solving, making and using tools, planning, social learning, complex communication, empathy, and flexibility. Remember, each animal shines in its own discipline because evolution isn't a contest for a single IQ score, it's more like a decathlon. 1. Bottlenose dolphin. The ocean's group living specialist. Dolphins recognize each other by signature whistles, personal calls that work like names. They can pass a version of the mirror self-recognition test, share new hunting techniques like wearing sponge gloves on their snouts while digging through the seabed, and coordinate group hunts. Their intelligence blends social skills, alliances, roles, even dialects with cause and effect reasoning. Their trademark? Culture, local traditions passed down through learning from elders. This isn't training, it's social knowledge transfer. 2. Common chimpanzee. The ape craftsman and strategist. Chimps make tools, termite sticks, hammer, and an anvil sets for cracking nuts, even primitive spears. Youngsters learn by watching and copying, and different groups have distinct technology kits, basically regional cultures. Socially, it's pure politics, alliances, favors, remembering grudges. They can plan ahead, show self-control, and even deceive rivals, hinting at a rudimentary theory of mind. I know what you might know. Their brains are built for teamwork and scheming. 3. African elephant. Wisdom in XXL size. Elephants have outstanding spatial memory. They remember migration routes and hidden water holes for decades. They recognize many individuals' voices, respond to different calls, cooperate on tasks that require 2 or 3 trunks, and use simple tools, branches, to swat flies or scratch themselves. Their empathy is striking, helping the injured, revisiting the bones of the dead, even engaging in what looks like ritual. Elephant intelligence is deeply emotional and social, combined with superb orientation and long-term planning. 4. Common raven. Black brilliance. Ravens show future planning in experiments. They save tools they'll need later. They can mislead observers by faking food caches and then hiding the real stash somewhere else. They learn fast, transfer knowledge between tasks, and in the wild solve puzzles like dropping nuts onto roads so cars can crack them open. Raven minds combine causal logic, excellent episodic memory, and social cunning. 5. New Caledonian crow. A master of tools. These crows cut pandanus leaves into perfectly shaped hooks, crafting kits for specific jobs. In tests, they grasp physical cause and effect, like dropping stones into water to raise the level and reach food, and can sequence actions. Tool A, then B, then reward C. Young birds learn by watching adults, and local groups have distinct schools of toolmaking. They're the engineers of the bird world. Small brains, huge efficiency. 6. African gray parrot is the symbol and language expert. Grays can tell apart colors, shapes, quantities, and even answer comparative questions like, which is bigger? This isn't mere parroting. Many individuals use symbols intentionally and flexibly connect concepts. Add to that their motor skills, using beak and claws, puzzle solving with locks and boxes, and you get a bird with cognitive linguistic smarts. They even make mistakes, correct themselves, and sometimes seem to joke, signs of an inner dialogue at work. 7. Common octopus. It's a solitary genius with 8 arms. Many of their neurons are distributed through their arms, so each functions almost like a semi-independent manipulator. Octopuses open jars, disarm traps, build portable shelters from coconut shells, and change skin color and texture with movie-level finesse. Their intelligence is operational and technical. Quick analysis, manipulation, camouflage, escape. They also show play-like behavior, tossing objects like balls. No social safety net, just a dazzling repertoire of individual strategies. 8. Domestic pig. An underrated brainiac. Pigs excel at learning spatial maps, solving puzzles, using screens and joysticks, and making logical inferences. If the treat isn't in A, it must be in B. In semi-wild settings, they've even been seen using tools, bark as a shovel for nest building. Their motivation is flexible. If the task has meaning, focus, safety of piglets, focus, and performance go up. Pig intelligence is practical, geared toward solutions rather than showing off, and often matches dogs in problem-solving tasks. 9. Domestic dog. the human specialist. Dogs read pointing gestures, follow our gaze, understand hundreds of toy names, and infer new words by exclusion. It must be that unknown thing. They share attention with us, looking from object to human and back, which echoes a basic form of theory of mind across species. Their intelligence is highly social and communicative, honed by millennia of partnership with us. Not all breeds perform tricks on command? Well, self-control and motivation depend on breed, temperament, and task. But in reading humans, dogs are unmatched. 10. Brown rat. A pocket-sized brain with big abilities. Rats build cognitive maps of mazes, learn routes like couriers, understand simple rules, and show pro-social behavior, even freeing a trapped companion at the cost of a treat. In metacognition tests, they sometimes choose "I don't know" when uncertain, suggesting awareness of their own limits. They combine instrumental smarts, opening mechanisms, food tricks, with empathy and strong memory. They're also great at generalizing, transferring lessons from one context to another. How to recognize high IQ in animals? The most reliable markers are using and making tools, not just once, but with purpose, planning and delayed gratification for tomorrow, social learning and culture, complex communication, early theory of mind, deception, perspective taking, episodic memory and cognitive maps, strategic flexibility, and empathy or pro-social behavior. Key rule: test each species with tools suited to its ecology. A mirror doesn't work for everyone, just like sonar doesn't work for us. Why does it matter? Because this knowledge teaches humility. We're not the only ones at the top, and shifts ethics. If pigs, dolphins, or elephants have rich inner lives, we take their welfare more seriously. It's also practical. Bio-inspiration feeds robotics, swarm algorithms from bees, AI, learning by observation, and even wildlife-friendly city design, migration corridors modeled on animal routes. Conclusion: instead of one ranking, it makes more sense to think of profiles of intelligence. The dolphin is a social radio master, the raven an engineer and tactician, the chimp a craftsman and strategist, the elephant a memory and empathy giant, the parrot a symbol specialist, the octopus a solo tool operator, the pig a pragmatic logician, the dog a cross-species translator, and the rat an adaptation master. 10 different roads to the same goal, surviving in a complex world. And here's a simple tip: if someone asks which animal is the smartest, reply with a question: in what way? Because intelligence isn't a crown, it's a toolbox. And every species has built its own set. For more fun animal facts, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and have a great day.